This feels weird.
Do you like to be tickled?
What for?
I realized that's how I also show like
Affection.
yeah.
By stroking
Tickle
people.
People
someone.
I like, I just wanna
Tickle them.
tickle them and just touch
Yeah.
like that.
I think that's like, yeah. But you don't like physical touch.
Maybe I do with the right people.
No, like when I say like physical touch, like romantic physical touch.
But I've also never really received it.
Okay, not like, oh, you touch your brother, you touch this.
No, I don't touch my brother.
So who would you now show affection to?
2 friends. And
You-
my
but
older
you
sister.
don't hug your brother.
We kind of do, but not really. Like, it's kind of like an awkward side hug.
I hate when someone gives me side hug. I
But
don't
my
like
brother
it.
and we don't hug each other. It's like, weird if you hug your sibling.
No, it's not.
Well, for
But
us
the
it's
thing is,
weird.
do I hug my sister like that? She's also... Nah.
You see?
But you're also so much older than her.
Oh, yeah.
You know, my brother and I are just like, hi,
Nah,
bye.
but I don't even look at her in the eyes.
Do your thing.
But I actually don't go around hugging people. I think you guys are the first people I've hugged this
Nah, I
week.
really like... I love like very nice hug.
I don't give nice hugs.
I hate it when a girl like just gives me like, oh, this pastor's wife's hug, like, oh yeah, I'm your sister, and like, nah.
I think I hug my work colleagues because she needs affection at work. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds. We hug all the time.
What workplace?
That's not good in the eye. One
I
day,
don't hug.
No, not like that. But she's
No.
married though. But I've always worked with women that just need affection.
I love like giving proper hugs.
But what is your definition of a proper hug? Like some squeezing
No,
someone
like-
tight?
Like, not from the side, not from
You
the-
give side hugs too.
Really?
Yeah. Hi, Montana.
Yeah.
No,
I think-
but the reason you give sides hug, I
It's
think
because-
it's because of you.
Is that because of me?
Yeah. I'm a respectful guy. I work with your energy. If you give me front hug, I will give you front hugs.
Because even do I?
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what my energy. How do I hug you? Yeah, I always want to like hug like this, like
I'm just like,
yeah. Peter, give me and he brought this.
Nah, me, I'm respectful.
There's actually
What you want is what I will give you.
okay, thank you.
There's a science about that.
About hugging.
Yeah.
Victor, you gave me the science.
No, ownership pass. Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling. Yeah.
Wait.
What's the science
all
about
things that I
hugging?
said before.
No. Those things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll cut it out.
So they didn't know if people will get like hugs often per day, live longer.
No,
Facts.
I
That's
agree.
true. That's true. That's why I said. That's
believe
why I
it.
said it's actually important to
Yeah.
hug at work. At the beginning, I didn't clock it.
I don't know about
No, wait.
work,
At the
but-
beginning, I didn't clock it because, my work colleague, she always wants to, can we go outside? Can we go and smoke? Just to be affectionate. Eventually, she started hugging me. Eventually, I started needing it too because sometimes during work times, I just need a little bit of love.
Because the thing is, those are the people you work with.
You spend a lot of time with
spend
those
a lot of
motherfuckers.
time.
So
You
But
argue.
I think it can
you,
go. I think showing a hug is it's a bit personal.
it's big
So
personal.
it could go wrong very quick, especially with people you see every day, and if you're gonna
Yeah.
hug them every day.
How can
and
it go wrong,
Women
though?
will overanalyze a hug. If you hug me sideways, if you hug me like this, or
But I think that
No.
women who already have somebody in their life, they don't really take too much time to be considering. Okay, is he hugging me sideways? Nah,
Well-
it's just a hug, man.
I hate it when someone hugs me sideways. I'm like you don't even like me like that. That's crazy. I really
You
don't
be like,
like it.
wow, that's crazy.
You know those like, oh
Side
yeah,
hugs?
your pastor's wife, or no, yeah, nah.
Nah, because I hug my sister. I hug
Then
my sister from the front like
I
tight.
might as well shake you.
Yeah.
maybe when you get older.
Nah.
I don't think I could ever hug my brother, my youngest one. I don't think I could ever hug him like that.
No, I hug my sister.
Obviously, my older sister and I, my older brother and I, we hug.
But
Okay,
no,
my older brother, not so much. He's also just a.
Yeah, you have to hug properly, actually. So
Yeah.
you know that I actually have love for
because the thing is, like, I think if someone like if I meet someone for the first time and he or she gives me a proper hug,
You're on a date, first date.
Yeah.
You're meeting this person for your goal the first,
Yeah.
this girl for the first time.
Oh wow.
What? And she's giving you a
And if she
stay
gives me,
with the
see,
key?
if
It's
she
gonna be
gives
the
me-
best
That's
date.
gonna be the best date
It's gonna
because
be the best
we already
date.
started off on
We're
the
starting to high.
nicest.
We're starting off on a
the
high.
nicest like.
I will
food.
never give someone such a
See,
tight hug.
if I meet you
Oh
for
my
the
God.
first time and you give me like the tightest hug, nah,
It depends.
This is forever.
Have we spoken
Of course.
quite a bit?
Normally,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know,
when it comes
is
to
it like the
when it
first
comes to
time?
dating should never be like we're just meeting randomly.
Yeah,
We've
we
already
talk
had
about-
conversation.
yeah.
Normally, it's
Okay,
like,
that's very different then.
what kind of dates are you?
Oh, so you get the thing is,
I could
You just go on dates like with randoms.
ideally for
Nah,
me,
man.
before I go on a date with someone, I need to speak to you on phone.
Okay, you're doing it the best way.
I need to speak to you on phone, and I also need to hear your voice. If you can't, and I hate like, if I'm dating you and you tell me, oh, you don't think you prefer to text, yeah, that's good. But
Don't give me
let
any excuses.
but
No, but I
just
think
speak
if
to
you
me.
if you really like the person, you'd want to be on a phone call with them.
yeah,
You know,
I'm-
if you're talking to someone you really engage in a
let's
conversation,
talk.
you definitely want to have a phone call with them.
I think that's an excuse to be like, I'm really not
Into you
big
like
into
that.
communication.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, you need to be able to text. You need to be able to call. Because if
yeah.
you can't text, that means you're a little bit docile, a little imbecile. Like you can't even.
But I
Construct a
understand
sentence?
sometimes people who don't want to call, but then send a voice note.
That's also,
Nah,
I always send voice notes. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel that urge to, when I'm
No, no.
speaking to someone new, I want to send a voice note because it's just so much
Look, but the
easier.
thing is the voice note. It's the quality of the voice note.
it's the quality.
Don't send me like 5 seconds. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Or-
No
or,
woman
hey,
says
5 seconds voice note. Oh, can I hear your
But
voice?
that means
Can I-
that means that she has to retake
yeah.
it.
Oh, can I hear your voice, please? Oh, I'm shy. Oh.
Where has that
Nah,
ever
come
come
on,
in?
man.
Answer the next question. With a voice note. Oh,
But why? But that's
Who are you talking to?
it has happened to me in the past. So, and the thing is, I lose interest
I don't
very
understand
quick.
how women can be shy.
I lose interest very quick if there's no communication. Nah.
No, I would also.
I really like people that like I get the energy like, oh yeah. So like back to your question, if I go on a date and that's the first time we meet, and you give me the proper hug, nah, it's gonna be an amazing
Sold.
date, amazing. But if you
Yeah.
now come with,
Look, there are so many little intricate ways to manipulate a man.
yeah,
And that's
you
what-
just make
Hugging
it
is
very
one of
soft,
them?
yeah.
Look, women. Look,
I
let me
don't think-
let me tell you something. Now. Women nowadays aren't ending up in a relationship because you guys don't have game. It's little intricate things. You wake up in the morning, make a video, like let's say like a video message. I was just thinking about you, just wanted to wish you a wonderful day.
Do you know what that
Bam.
would do? Do you know what that would do to
This
me?
guy is now on his computer, like trying to be like, man, I miss you so much.
Yeah.
All these little things.
Do you know what that would do to me? If you wake up in the morning and let's say we are dating, and then you just send me like random, oh, good morning. I like the conversation we had yesterday, blah, blah, blah. I wish you a nice day at work.
Oh,
Try
that's
to text me
nice.
later. That makes me see now my
You're-
productivity is 100%.
Yeah.
I'm happy. You're
Yeah.
happy. Let's keep it
And
cracking.
even better, I'm constantly in everything I'm doing, I'm thinking of
I'm
you.
thinking.
I just want to spend time. I can't wait to get off of this fucking work just to spend time with you.
Yeah.
But women don't know how to manipulate a man nowadays, positively speaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always like, no, I have so many icks.
Yeah.
My Icks is Icks.
Everything is equal.
But I also think that the whole ick thing is a bit over exaggerated. Like,
Yeah.
I always say, yeah, no, I have icks too.
It's
but-
not an ick. You don't
but
like the
it's-
guy.
No, but exactly. I have icks, but I just think it's funny. I don't actually concentrate on this person. The other day,
I think
I saw someone walking up the escalator but stomping, and I thought that it's actually an ick, but it's just funny.
It's funny.
It's
Yeah, but
just
it's not an
funny.
ick. It's just stupid, man.
It's ick, but I don't find it an ick. It's an
But
ick,
do you know how
but I
many
don't
icks
find
men
it an
have?
ick.
But we just like,
Yeah.
just let it go.
See, there's so many. There's so many things that
Don't tell us that.
woman,
We're
woman would-
perfect.
No, you are not. No one is perfect. But yeah. But if you want to look at it in that sense, yeah, everyone is perfect.
In their
God,
own individual way.
In their own way.
Yeah.
But if, for example, like I like you, you could fart next to me, it wouldn't do anything to me. Be like, yeah, just do your thing. You want to fart? You want
I
to
don't know
shit?
about that one.
No, that for me, like if I really like someone, I have.
What if it's really a pungent smell that just makes you aggressive?
No, if it's a smell, we laugh about it. It's not that deep.
Nah.
But there's one ick that I have though, like which never changes.
Which one?
If a woman, this is so stupid. If you don't wear earring,
If you don't wear earrings,
And you can see your
and I can see your like the
your
old
holes in your
nah.
earlobes.
You could go from a 10 to a 5 real quick.
what?
It's something I can't explain.
That's crazy.
So that is your ick. That is
Yeah.
your definition.
I think
of
that's
an
a
ick.
permanent ick.
I don't have a permanent ick for men.
No, I do have a permanent ick for women. It's hair.
Hair. What do you mean hair? You can't just say hair.
Yeah, like okay, if it's soft hair, obviously
No,
everybody
what do you
has
I
it.
don't want my mustache. Like, those
Mustache is a no go for me.
You mean
Like,
facial hair?
Look at me. Look at my arms. Yeah, I have arm hair. This is like Chewbacca. Nah, I can't do that, man. It's impossible for me.
So she's not allowed to have bodily hair.
I don't care about that.
I had a girlfriend once, but it was like a little mustache. Yeah, we had to break up. Yeah. I think it was like nah.
And like, no hair on the arm.
Nah,
What you have is cool, it's calm. Or let's say, for instance, you can have arm hair, but let's say it's in the same color as your skin tone. Then obviously I won't see it. I might just only see it in a
And winter,
specific
you know,
angle.
winter women grow up their leg hair.
That's the leg hair. Come on, man. What's that?
Wait, what do you mean by leg hair?
I've got leg hair. Well, now you can't see because I'm wearing stockings.
For me, hair doesn't.
Bother you?
If it's,
Armpits,
if it's,
legs.
Okay, the armpit one is interesting. But the thing is, I can forgive you. I could forgive you if you're beautiful.
No, I can't forgive it. Like, okay,
I
you're wearing a dress now. Whoosh.
No, that was.
You see? That's what
no,
I'm saying.
No. It
But
will turn me off though.
Are you? Do you expect a girl to be like hairless?
No,
and
I'm not.
you're
No, I'm not saying
hairy?
hair. No, I'm not saying that she has to be like hairless. But there's certain spots where I'm just like, nah, you can't have hair there. Or it just has to be very, very
But then
subtle.
I don't like that one.
What do you
Nah,
mean?
my one is
I take
constant.
offense to that one.
My
Oh,
one
it's
is
cool, but down there, down there I don't mind, weirdly, yeah? Or to a certain extent. It doesn't have to be a bush like in the 70s, but it's calm.
nah. The thing is, for me, down there is like it depends. If you know where you'll see me first, please. I would expect you.
Yeah.
But
that's
then
true.
once I now start getting used to
it,
you,
yeah.
I could deal with it. Could be this bush wig. It could be there, and I wouldn't care.
That's true, yeah.
Well, in the initial stage, please help me. Shave.
Yeah. Nah, hair is for me.
I think if you are comfortable with bodily hair, like you as the person, please find someone who's also comfortable with how you look like.
Yeah, of course.
No, for me, the thing is like even in the past in relationships, I always used to beg anyone I'm with, either it's casual, it's serious. Please just help me wear earring, please.
But even when she's at home now, for instance.
Yeah. So
just doing chores.
Yeah, that's why I just need the small stuff.
The studs.
So that's the thing. See, the small studs are amazing. I could buy you 20 if you want.
So okay, like you guys are sleeping in the bed.
Yeah.
You wake up
Yeah.
just in the morning.
Yeah.
Fresh woken up.
Yeah.
She has to have studs already in the bed.
I mean, I expect you to sleep with it.
Like that.
No, the thing is, no,
We take out our jewelry at night too.
no. That's the thing. I don't like. The thing is, for example, the earring you're wearing, I don't expect for me like this. What do you call it? Hooks or hoops or whatever. So I prefer it's very, very simple.
Yeah, but like,
Okay.
do you like girls with a lot of piercings?
Where?
Ears, man. We're talking about the ears now.
Okay.
Think about it.
Then fill it up.
Because I've got like,
Then you have to
I've got
fill it
multiple
up. No, I
piercings.
mean the main
I don't
one.
always wear
No,
all
I mean
of
the
them.
main one. The main one. I don't want to see I don't necessarily
Okay,
like to see.
what if she never has it? Like she's never pierced her ears.
Yeah, then it's fine. As long as there's no hole, it's fine. But if you have a hole, fill it up.
Okay, then we need to go deeper into that. Which woman have you seen that
Yes.
was that? Because it always stems from somebody
Yes,
that you
it
have seen.
stems from somewhere.
Yeah.
We want to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find it like, see, a woman could be a 5 or a 1, and with a earring, she could be a 3 with a simple stud.
What?
The first one, that's one of the first things I look in a woman's face are ears.
Her ears.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's so weird. In the past I've had like exceptions where I'm like, I really like this girl, but she's not wearing earrings. That's actually weird. Then I always question myself. I'm like, did I really like this girl? Obviously, like the people that I've had exceptions, but
I think everyone has
as
exceptions,
much
yeah.
as I like her without earrings, doesn't mean that I want her to go 3 days straight. Please
Respect yourself.
please cover
At least
it
at the
up.
4th day.
Yeah, please cover it up. But yeah, if I really like you, then
I think that's so funny.
it's for me. It's so and even to the point that I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, why are you not wearing your ring? That's actually very rude.
And she will put.
You're telling your mom. Your
And she
mom.
will wear.
I told my mom. I mean, she doesn't listen to me, but I don't see her for it to bother me that much. But if I say, I'm like, please, Mom, wear your earring.
What about your sister?
And that's the weird thing. My sister doesn't wear earring. 0, nothing. She hates earring.
But she has holes?
Yeah. But the thing is my sister, so I don't really care.
Okay.
But I always tell her, please wear earrings.
Respect me and respect
The
yourself.
worst gift you can give my sister is earrings, actually. Because she'll never wear them, which is weird.
That's so funny, actually. But then, what's the biggest ick?
I don't have one. Like I don't think about it so much. I don't deep it like that. Like I see something, I'm like, oh, I don't like that, and then I move on with my day.
Yeah.
I don't actually pay too much attention to guys. Like where I actually have to think that's my ick. But the other day I saw someone stomping up the escalators, and I just thought it was an ick.
Yeah, but it's fun.
But it's funny,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful he's not my guy, and I just continue.
But the thing is, for me, it's not even.
Okay, maybe, but I don't know. Is this an ick? Just, but I think that's just got to do with like hygiene and stuff. If there's like dirt under the fingernails, that's like an ick.
Okay,
But that's
yeah.
just got to do with hygiene.
But the thing is, for me, it's not even a ick. It's more of like attraction levels. So if you don't wear earring, it's not like I'm irritated. I'm just like, in this moment, you are a bit less attractive to me.
I had
A
an ick.
bit.
I remember I have an ick. But this is so funny, and this is where we had that whole shallow thing. You guys were calling me shallow. If a guy doesn't have an iPhone, then I'm like, ick.
That's your ick.
That's an ick.
Okay, well, that one.
That I don't think that's your ick. You just it's your preference. It's not like if a guy comes up to you and he has a Samsung or whatever.
I wouldn't give him my number.
Nah, you definitely.
Unless it's like really handsome.
There's always exceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
For example, there was someone that I was seeing, and then I saw her without earrings, and then she told me, "Oh yeah, you know, her ears are hurting." So I was like, "Okay, cool." But then the next day, I didn't want to ask. Nah, okay.
Your ears are still hurting.
So second day too, okay. There'll be a problem very soon. Oh. So I'm already googling like earrings that I could buy that
Well,
that doesn't hurt.
That's crazy.
And you ick my
My ick is just that I'm here, but it's.
Oh yeah, you said.
But it's not. Maybe I'm making it seem like way harsher than what it is. It's just particular. Maybe I still remember the particular girl that I saw, and I was just like, nah, this ain't it, fam.
Okay, it could be.
Yeah.
Is it the example that I'm thinking in my head that you told me?
No, I don't think you know her.
Okay.
I don't think you know her. Yeah, but yeah, guys, we have to talk about something about generational curses. But before we talk about generational curses, name 3 traits of your parents that you guys really appreciate that you guys also have. 3 of them.
You should have reminded me so I would have
Yeah.
given
No,
a
you
deep
can come
thought.
up just
Well,
just
that
just
I
straight up.
appreciate.
Yeah.
I think with my parents is a deep sense of like family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also something that I really do appreciate, like just being selfless and making other people feel good. And even if I just have 10 euros, I could share it with them and still. For me, anyone that is stingy around me is a massive ache.
No, thank
you
you.
said that. That's true.
Thank you. I agree.
It's a massive ache. Like, I'm just like, why? Why do you... All these things that you have, like, you think you can enjoy it alone. And another level, you can even put it to another level if you're stingy and you like to, like, your stuff is your own stuff, but then you like to collect from people.
Yeah.
Then that's even another level.
That's not stingy and greed.
Yeah, I'm like...
That's also another way how you can manipulate, man, by being actually generous. Obviously, some people are always going to misuse you.
Yeah.
But a guy that actually likes you is going to be like, wow, like,
Yeah.
this is different. And you're just very free with your money.
Yeah. And the thing is, what women don't understand is if you're... there are exceptions. There are some stupid guys out there where...
Definitely.
But like most, let's say 90 or 95% of the time, if you really like spend or like show a guy, care about a guy, he would automatically spend his last cent on you.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously there are exceptions, but like men are wired to be like, take care of their women when I know.
Very serviceful.
Yeah.
But I think women too. I think if I like a guy, I also just want to buy him things and, you know, take him places. Like, why am I being... I also don't like stingy people.
And really...
Really? Are you asking me really?
No. I don't actually like it.
Oh my gosh. I give up those vibes?
No.
And I think you're not stingy.
You're not stingy.
You've done certain things to me where I still tell my friends when I'm like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I don't deep that, you know. Like, I remember, like,
And
you know, whatever...
And that's why I like it.
You know, and then I'm just like, oh, okay.
Because I remember, like, when we went to France, and so for me, I'm not used to that, like, from a female friend. Like, so you... The thing is, I think you arrived before, no, we arrived first, and then we're trying to get tickets.
Oh.
And then you're like,
okay.
oh, you got tickets for me and my friend. I'm like, huh? Normally, I'm used to, let's buy the ticket for me, you, and so...
Or give me back the money.
Or give me back the money. And another ache is there are some people here, you owe them €1, they still want to collect it. Yes, you send in
I've
account
never...
number.
I'm so grateful that I haven't come across those type of people.
No, I have.
I think I just attract generous people too.
But that's crazy. Like, come on, man. At one point, you have money.
I have. Like, I remember in uni then, where the Mensa, like the cafeteria, and for some reason, I think it was like €1 left, and I didn't want to like give, so it was like, yeah, it gives me like the €1. So I didn't even think that, the next day, he was like, yeah, du schuldest mir noch €1. Wow. Like, I mean, he's in his right, to ask me for his €1, but in my mind, I'm like, interesting. That's weird, but yeah.
What about you, Montana? What are the certain traits of your parents that you actually also enjoy?
I actually don't know, but I think that whole generous thing too, and just being genuine and being there for someone and spending time with them. Yeah. My parents also do that, and I've seen it. I've seen them doing that. You know, if anyone goes through hardships, I'll always tell someone, like, you know, you can call me. I'm there for you, and I genuinely mean it. But if you do it, if you actually take up my offer, that's on you, you know. I don't always force it on someone, but I'll always say, you know, if you need anything, you know, I'm right there, just in case, because sometimes you do need people. So I like, so my parents are exactly like that. That's the only thing I can think of.
What about you, Mayo?
I would say, like, my parents are very hardworking people. So that's one thing I really enjoy. What else? Yeah, also quite intelligent. What's the third one? Resilient, yeah. Because you have to bear in mind, like, my parents came in, like, in the 80s.
Yeah.
And struggled through it, you know, like when Austria was pretty racist at that time, you know, and everything they did was in German. It was not like it's in English like nowadays, where you can actually circumvent like living in Austria by just going the English route, because a lot of Austrians nowadays want to speak English. but everything was in German, and this
You're still stuck with
they
it.
stuck with it, did everything, even the education, did it in German. So those are the traits I actually appreciate. So maybe that's also why I'm like them in a sense.
I also like my parents' sense of adventure too. I think I've gotten it from them. They were like, probably like your parents too, young, and they just moved abroad. And
But
they
my
just
parents are not adventurous. I can tell you that.
Oh, okay.
My dad.
Well, my parents are very
I
adventurous.
think I won't call my parents adventurous. I think they had to.
Yeah,
It wasn't like, oh, they were comfortable and they decided to, let's say, Europe. They wanted to have a different type of life, or in quote unquote better life. But at the same time, back home, we're comfortable.
Yeah,
but there's still this sense that when you move to Europe, your life. But it's not the case.
Not always.
It's not the case. And I just see people like lately they sell their properties in Africa and move to Europe, and I don't know. I question that.
I've seen this funny video on Instagram or TikTok, I can't remember. But this like Nigerian woman was saying, everyone back home thinks she's living this luxurious
she
life
was on
in
the bike.
Europe. And she's on the bike.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking of generation curse, because I said last time that I don't know if I have actually generation
Oh
curses.
yes, and I said you definitely do.
I do.
So what is you guys' definition of a generation curse? Because I think that if I had a generation, I would know that I maybe
Not always.
No, because
don't know.
because you never dipped it. But the thing is, I wouldn't necessarily call it generation, but I would say generational patterns.
a pattern. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So there is a pattern that I notice with my family, and that's kind of very personal. I don't know if I want to say, but I've noticed one or two patterns where I'm like, and sometimes it scares me.
So you might also fall into the same.
It scares me a
Pattern.
That
lot.
scares me too.
It scares
I think
me
that's
a
why
lot.
they're called curses. It's like, yeah.
And it's not good.
That's why I said, like, in my
And the thing
case, in my family, I feel like we actually have decent patterns. Maybe the only pattern that I would say that we don't have is that strong sense of being emotional, because the way I want to live my life is actually have more closer emotional ties with certain people. Well, we can't have that. My family is impossible. We can't have close emotional ties. It's
But
just more of like,
it's functional.
Functional. Which is, I'm also cool with it, but there's certain key moments where you're just like, I would love to have maybe like the emotional sense of belonging. So where I'm just like, nah, I can have, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to do anything to foster that relationship. I'm already over it.
Because one thing for me is there's a pattern with men,
Yeah.
there's a pattern with women, and there's also a pattern with children. So for me now, I already like overcame the children pattern. So now I'm looking at the let me say career patterns now is and also like marital patterns. Those are the scary ones.
Okay. Which one would you want to go into? That's not too personal.
I would say one personal one, yeah. So which is for example, I can't. It sounds weird.
Oh.
No, but I would say like, for example, if I think of it, like my dad has 3 sisters and 2 brothers, so they are 6. So if I look at my dad's side, one of my dad's sister lost a child. My dad's brother lost a child. He lost a child.
Okay.
So it didn't happen to all of them, but it's something that I just deep like, that's weird.
Okay, that one is deep. That one is deep, man. That's crazy.
But
Okay,
it could
yeah,
also
yeah.
be like, you could just rub it off and be like, oh, it's a coincidence. But then and I'll go deeper. Okay, what happened to those children of my dad's siblings? It hasn't happened. So
Damn. That's wild. So maybe in this case, you actually have to
but then the second generation,
like search for answers in that sense. In your case, I will
Yeah.
actually search for answers.
So, and the thing is, it happened pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty, like when, I mean, pretty young. They're different ages, but around that. So, but it's something that you can't. Like I said, like if I go through the children of, or like my
Mhm.
cousins, I don't find that pattern yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it could also be that. Nah, I don't, because most of them are also married and have children. But that's one thing that is very, very scary for me. And the thing is, it's like I don't know how to. What do you do? What do you do to that? You know, you could go spiritual, but like, yeah, you pray that it doesn't happen, or you be like, oh, it's just a coincidence, or you be like, because the thing is, how do you stop that? You can't, because, or how do you prepare for that? There's no preparation. You can only pray and have faith that it doesn't happen again. Because, like, God forbid, like losing a child, for example, is not something that every parent can prepare for, because it's not out of. If I look at the cases, it wasn't like, oh, they were very careless and it's life happened, and yeah.
Yeah.
Because, for example, God forbid, how do you prepare for saying, oh, how do you make sure that you never lose a child?
you can't.
You can't.
So
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
you can only do the things that that you, obviously as a parent, you'll be protective, you try to do, but at the end of the day, it's still in the hands of God.
Yeah, that's why it's so difficult
So-
to having children or having a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yep. Thank you for sharing, man. Because
That's
that,
a
that,
really
that's
deep one.
that one was
Yeah.
mad deep.
Because I think when my sister died, I just deeped it. I'm like, it's actually like very interesting and weird. And like I said, it happened with female and also happened with male.
Yeah. I don't know, man. In that case, yeah, it's like you rightly said, it's difficult to, because what can you do? Do you have to search for answers, or do you have to talk to maybe the elders that are still alive? What type of mistakes were happening? Because we're at
Yeah,
the
but
same
then
time we're also African. We are logical, but we're also Africans. There's always some sort of.
Yeah, but
Do you know how many times I've been hearing like there's some spiritual shit going around? I'm just like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I even really believe it.
the thing is, I believe in it to some extent.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? But at the same time, I still like put some logic into it. Like, okay, there are certain things that you just see, and you're like, okay, could this be prevented? Like, on if you still stay on being on the physical, like,
Plain, yeah.
realm, and to be fair, and that's what like where religion comes or spirituality comes into play. Why so many Nigerians or Africans are brainwashed, and that's why like certain families sleep in churches, because they are trying to break what they can't necessarily control. For example, like do you know how many like vigils, like night
Yeah, that's
vigils, crusades, church activities that. And some people have really tapped into that because they know that like people live in fear. People live in this kind of patterns, and you're trying to be like, yeah, I'm never going to make it up. Because if it's about being, very spiritual, my parents pray a lot. Like, it's not even like my mom prays every single day. So, and even like she still says it like, okay, even how could she have prevented this? Like, because she does pray every day. So is it about prayers? Is it just a
Yeah,
coincidence?
you don't know what's yeah.
So and she lives like a very decent and not wayward life where you'll be like, oh yeah, you're. But one thing that I don't believe in, like, voodoo. I believe in destiny. I feel like every single human being is kind of like, I feel like we're living in a game.
Yeah.
For me, like, and there's some, I don't know if this has happened to you. There's certain things that I've seen, maybe like in my trance or in dreams that happen in real life, that you're like, this is deja vu.
It's deja vu, yeah.
So I'm like, huh? How is this possible? And once you like tap into that, you now start getting scared. That's where now there's a business for African pastors to tap into that. Some people, a religious person can just come to you and be like, oh, just generic shit like, oh, I know in your family this has happened, which is like, it could happen. It could be so generic.
Yeah, but that's what.
But then you're like, oh shit, this.
But
happened.
that's where the logic comes in, to be like, okay, yeah, is this something that I can? Because me personally, I don't give too much power in things that I can control.
Yeah.
The things I can control, I really try and control them.
Yeah.
The things that I can control, I'm just nonchalant about it. I'm just like, what else am I supposed to do? I can't change this. I can't change.
Yeah.
There's a reason for most things, and we only get to understand it at the very end, unfortunately. Yeah. So, but I just try and live life as much as possible without even putting forth fear, because you are fearful at some times.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I even have a kid now, the fear is even growing in a certain extent. But at the same time, I just have to be like, you just have to have faith in that sense that everything's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how it is like putting your child in a fucking kindergarten, a black child?
Yeah, because it's
in a white community. You don't know what can happen. So sometimes you can just pick up your child, like he has a cut on his nose. Something just happened. You don't know what happened. Did he fall down? Did somebody did something to him? I don't know.
There's one thing that I always, or that my family, or I've heard from family members or from my parents, is you only try as a parent.
You only try.
But it's only God that protects the child.
Exactly.
You could. And why do you think pastors' child or children sometimes get wayward, or like, it's not about, or at the same time, you could instill the best or the worst in how the child will turn out. It's not really, obviously there are things that you can control, but it's still not in your hands.
Yeah.
So that's why I strongly believe in destiny. So if someone like tells me, so I always deep that, I'm like, this is, and I also believe in energies. There are some energies that never match. So
That's true.
There's some energies that like is so off. Like once you meet this person, things just start going. You just notice that there's a pattern of like some weird stuff.
Yeah, but that's why you really also have to work in your authentic self in that sense.
Yeah.
You need to be with people that you can actually look. To be fair, anybody where I said like this boy or this girl is weird, it has always been true. I'm not even lying, man. I'll be like, But normally speaking, because I am who I am, I do like to give people a second chance. It's not always by the first. Obviously, there's always a little bit of gap due to I need to be secure. And I also don't want to be like, you're not giving people the chance to also change. Because you do have but in generally speaking, like anytime I feel like, this person is one kind, it has always been true. So that means your spirituality is also helping you to navigate through life where you and certain people, you just will never be able to gel.
Because the thing is, there are certain people you meet in your life, you just see that things just start going way up. Like, up.
And that's
up,
and
up,
that's why
up. And then there are certain people, you just be like, since this person has been in my life, I've either been stagnant or things have been going to shit.
And that's why prayer is important. I think there's always one prayer I always used to pray as a little kid, like, no matter where I'm in, let me not do anything that's not irreversible in terms of mistakes. Because you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I never pray for, I need to be perfect and I need to do everything right. I always said, like, no matter what I do, it should always be reversible so that I can still make amends with people maybe that I've hurt or anything.
Yeah.
And that's always been my prayer. That means I can go through life, I will do my shit, but I was going to be like, okay, not to the fullest of extent of hurting people or hurting myself.
Because not everyone gets like a
second chance.
So For example, it's just like a classic example. Your friend is a thief, and then the first time he tells you to come with him, that's when you get caught. yeah, yeah. There's some people like,
Yeah.
and the thing is, it's also with what's it called? Like just simple things. So let's say there's a guy now, like, oh, he never like he's never wayward. The first time he becomes wayward, that's when he gets some
You see,
crazy disease.
or what do we know about like guys that
yeah,
the first time they're having
yeah,
sex?
Yeah. Or the
Good
first time
guy.
they have sex is when he gets the girl pregnant.
Gets the girl pregnant.
It happens.
And everybody knows him
Yeah.
as the good guy. You
Yeah.
know, goes to church, has
Yeah.
good grades,
Yeah.
and now he has to tell his parents.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's what I'm
And
saying.
that's why I said I believe in destiny. There are so many things that I'm just saying. There's no how this guy couldn't control it. He could have been. There are some people like they just need one slip up
They're fucked.
and they're fucked. And there are some people they need like 20 slip ups.
Oh man. Ah man, crazy. Martin, what about you?
I feel
Generational
like
curse.
I can't go after Victor. Like,
Oh,
oh my gosh.
It's not about going after. It's just about like speaking about certain things in our life.
And I feel like it's something that you. I mean, lately I just feel like if you're trying to get to know someone, there are certain deep things that you just have some conversation about, and I think that also for example, there are certain people that I got closer to when my sister died, where I actually respected, like, oh shit, like in the lowest of lows in my life, this person was there for me, and you can call it trauma bonding, but it's sometimes an event in your life triggers you being forever connected with certain things
that's true.
or certain people.
Yeah, but trauma bonding doesn't have to be negative.
So
It's an experience.
Yeah,
It's an
also
experience.
I
Yeah, that makes us. That's why I always say like you can't be good friends with anybody if you guys have never experienced
Something together.
something together, something really
Happy,
really
bad.
profound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna make or break you. Until
Yeah.
then, we're just cool, but we have never experienced shit in our life.
Yeah.
We've never experienced any form of struggle. Because that makes you actually appreciate a person. Like
yeah,
you were really with me, and I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
And that's why whatever I have, you're also part of the product. You're part of it. Yeah.
But Victor, when you said that you looked at your your dad and his siblings, I've done that too, where I'm like, oh, my dad has been divorced. So has his sister. So has every single person in his family has been divorced. But then I don't know if it's just like culture too, because
Yeah.
I feel like here in Austria, you can do what you want. If you want to get divorced, you get married young, get divorced, no, finished. Not where I'm from, or maybe not also in the sense of culture and the sense of religion too. It's really frowned upon. But I've also thought, gosh, everyone has gotten a divorce in this every
but the
single
thing is,
person.
also look at it deeper. How did they end up?
They all ended up more happier.
So
No, I know, but
yeah.
still, I've never thought that's gonna that could happen to me. I
Yeah.
haven't deeped it like that, but I
Yeah.
just remember sitting one day and wait, you also got divorced? And started
and
putting
then it
things
plays
together.
with your mind. And
It
the thing
does.
is, if you're very fragile, you just need one idiot to come to you and start washing your brain.
But I think
And start,
I think in that sense, that's why I said it's good to actually question people and seek for answers. Because that's also what I told you. I told you instead of you now trying to let that event happen, you can actually circumvent it. Not necessarily circumvent it, but by you just dating now. Because if you ask your sister or your dad, he would tell you I did not date properly. I never really had a checklist of what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes, with you now dating now, it's actually easy because the first person that you actually date is never really the right person because you're still trying to get to know yourself.
Now sometimes you might be lucky.
Sometimes
Yeah.
what some people are just saying is that they were just very, very lucky to meet that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
person. Because if I look at my parents now, I can be certain things. I know that in certain instances, my parents could have been happier with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's just now the fact that they're just trying to make it work, which is also a nice way of living because at the same time you always have the same issues, but sometimes you can maybe find a little bit better, which will actually make it nicer.
Yeah, but It's so scary to think, that there is someone out there who's better for you. And, but a lot of people, it holds them back. And then they never fully want to commit to.
Yeah, but that's why you have to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
So
try.
I like that they tried.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's all I want
You have to
to
try.
say.
And the thing is also make mistakes early.
Yeah.
And with you, I always tell you like, if you don't know these things in your 20s, your 30s,
you can't change your 30s
the
anymore.
pool is smaller. If you look at like, I don't know, like let's say you have a pie chart. In your 20s, it's like 80% of green. And then in your 30s, 40s, you still look beautiful, but then now you're attracting probably younger that probably don't want you or wouldn't necessarily want to take that risk. Or now you're attracting older that already have kids.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're in the situation where you have to settle for what you didn't actually bargain for initially.
Yeah.
So fail fast.
Fail fast, yeah. And learn from it.
Yeah.
But just like Victor rightly said, your parents and your sister, they were just lucky in that sense that it got better for them.
Yeah.
But that's why I would just ask them plain and simple, okay, what were the mistakes that you made in your first few relationships?
Yeah.
And then you are, in your case, but the thing about relationship is like you have to make your mistakes. You can't really learn from somebody else.
Yeah. You have to learn by yourself.
By yourself.
Yeah.
And the problem with your 20s is at the same time, in your 20s, you're an adult, but you're still not an adult like that.
Yeah.
So the relationship in your 20s is completely different than the relationship in your 30s. Because in your 30s, you actually have to be responsible. But then in your 40s is a little bit different because now if everything is solid, it's more fun because you have money, your partner has money, the kids are maybe already getting grown. So it's back to basically like almost like boyfriend-girlfriend era. But if you take too much time to fall into a proper relationship,
no, for me, it's not even about falling into. It's about learning how. Because the thing is, with me now, I'm grateful that and every experience I had with women, I'm always grateful because it actually showed me certain things. Because the way I relate with woman A is different from the way woman B wants. So, but woman A, the experience I had made me a better person or a worse person for woman B. It could either make you better or worse, depending on your experience. So, until you find the right one, you have to now, like, those bad experiences, the good experiences, now you're your own person. You know what you want and what you don't want. But if you're figuring it out when you're 30, then you might be, like I said, you might be so lucky and then it works and it's forever. But
at the same time, you also have to bear in mind that you also in your 30s, you won't give yourself time to actually just grow in the relationship. Because most people in your 30s, they just want to be like, look, I'm tired. 6 months.
Yeah.
By the end of this year, I have a ring on my finger. That's what it is. Because I watch a lot of this type of shows, Trust me, you don't have time in your 30s because you are trying to beat the time that you have already lost.
And the thing is, at least with me, if a woman stresses me like that, you might end up running the risk of pushing him away. Sometimes you just want to ease into like getting to know someone. Obviously, in your 30s, you are just like, what about it now? So you're not even thinking if you really love that person like that. You just want to settle down because the society says, or you want, or maybe you're getting some kind of pressure, or even if it's your own personal pressure. So, like I said, the experiences that I've had, I'm thankful. There are certain ones that I wouldn't even say I regret because it's either made me.
It shaped you.
Yeah, it shaped me in the and also in some way how you like emotionally like deal with certain things with a woman.
There's none that you regret, really?
No, there's no. It depends on how you like. In the grand scheme of things, there's none that I regret. There are obviously events that I'm like,
me
regret.
too.
But if I think about it, I'm happy it happened.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't
No,
happen,
there's some events that I regret. I'm just like, man, I stooped low.
Yeah.
This is not me.
yeah.
You're not quality.
But the
No,
thing is,
but telling you're laughing, but this is
Yeah,
how it is
yeah,
though. Because maybe I was in a situation where I was
Yeah.
not respecting myself,
Yeah.
you know, low self-esteem, you know, and a period of drought.
Yeah.
I'm talking to this cockroach, like, come on, man. Sometimes sometimes those messages they can pop off.
yeah,
And
the
social
thing
media
is,
just like,
sometimes,
man,
sometimes you see it again and you're like, oh shit.
yeah, I'm disappointing myself. But it's part of life, you know.
You need to learn from me. So
Yeah. Guys, that was emotional, you know. Generational curses, trying to break certain patterns.
what about you?
But that's why I'm saying like I don't have any. There's only one thing.
Think about it. You need to think, and the thing is, it shouldn't be totally negative. It's just something that you're like,
I would just like I said, like I would just try and have a better emotional connection with people. That's the only thing I can do. Because I think that's one thing that's very, very important to me. Because I see the way, like because at the same time, when I talk about my mom now, for instance, yeah, she's very old school African, the way she raised kids. And that was okay at that time. But now I can see that, even though as a parent, you have so much stress going on, you really, really have to be calm with your kids.
yeah,
And that's one thing that I'm able to do with my son. And that's also why sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if I can really have more kids. Because if I really want to foster him the way he's supposed to be without always him constantly feeling like, oh, my dad is always stressed,
yeah.
takes time.
Yeah, you have to like properly plan.
Exactly. And I feel like with us African, we just put ourselves into this thing of like, you need to do.
Yeah, it's about
But
breathing-
without
breathing
really
more.
realizing, like, because bear in mind, like, you have a kid, it takes a lot of time. But you also need to time for yourself. You need time for your partner. So I'm always chipping away from certain opportunities for other people. So I'm really trying to make sure that one thing I wish is that this boy grows up, is 35, and he just wants to hang out with his dad because his dad is the coolest guy ever.
Yeah,
I would never call my parents to be like, I want to hang out with you. Are you crazy? But that's when you know that the parenting went well. It's not when they are in a confined space and they really have to spend time with you. It's when they can choose to spend time with you.
yeah,
And that's one thing that's very, very important to me. So I want to have that, to be like, sometimes with white people, like when they're like, what are you doing this summer? I'm holiday with my parents, and this guy's 45. Do you want to go on holiday with your parents?
No, the thing is, like
I don't.
no, the thing is, relationship
I
with your
always-
parents always like it's in phases.
Yeah.
There's some time where with my mom, I couldn't see my mom eye to eye. We're fighting every single day, and right now I speak to her every day.
Yeah. Which is nice.
But you might, in 10 years, you might find your parents the coolest parents ever. You might find out that like, oh, I actually misunderstood you, or maybe they would also find out that they misunderstood you, and you guys will be so cool.
Exactly.
and so,
But
close.
it takes
It's a phase.
it takes emotional intelligence on both parties
Yeah.
to understand, like, okay, I know where you're coming from. I also know where you also have to understand where I'm coming from. Because I feel like I do give maybe because I'm the last born, I feel like as a last born, nobody really cares for you.
Nah, that's
That's
not true.
But that's what it is, though. Nobody, they care for you, but at the same time, they don't care for you because your predecessors have already laid down a pathway, and you just have to follow through.
No, the thing is, like, as a last born, they care for you, and you already have older siblings that also care for you. So you're like,
but at the same time, is every child is different. I am completely different to my siblings, completely.
yeah,
And I always show them, like, look,
I'm
not like them.
I'm also completely different.
okay, but you're the firstborn, so everybody kind of like follows you.
Not necessarily.
I'm telling you, you're the firstborn. People
Yeah, but-
follow you.
Yeah,
but for me as a last
follow
born,
me, but like in terms of character or personality, it's completely
obviously,
different.
but even what I wanted from life or where I want to be supported, I never really, even when it comes to school, for instance, I never really had issues with school, whereas my siblings always had issues with schools and with schooling and education, all of this type of things. But for me, it was always like, no matter what I do, I just want you to support me and be behind me,
Yeah.
even if it sounds crazy. My parents were like, nah, we won't do that, because there's a pattern laid out that you have to follow through. And I said, like, eventually I just had to say, like, I can't do this, because I don't feel like I'm living for myself. I'm living for you guys, and this is a disservice to me. And that's where the rift kind of like happened between my parents and I, where I would be like, if there was a certain emotional grace extended to me, you guys would actually realize that everything makes sense. But you have to parent me different that you're parenting my sister or my older brother.
I feel like, but it's one thing that I'm noticing with my mom. My mom has really gone so soft.
You see, but that's because every child needs a different type of parenting.
Exactly. And I never understood it until I grew older, and I was like, I actually appreciate that you treated us differently. Although I would have liked some of that grace too.
I would have personally, I would have loved to have like a softer parent. I was always one time me and my mom fought, and because my mom always feels like I should just know certain things. She feels like, you see your parent, you see your older siblings, you should just know. And I told her like, I don't see the things the way you see it. I would love for you to explain it to me, talk to me, and she got offended. I was like, why don't you speak about it? Like, why would you just expect me to know certain things without you actually ever taking time to explain it? Because that's why I said, like, because as a last born, they just feel like, but just ask your older sister, ask your older brother. Yeah. But how the fuck would they know? They're also just kids.
And my mom, sorry, it's good to tie in with that. I'm like that, right? I'm like, how don't you know? Like, you've seen me do it all the time, for example. Yeah. And I've had my mother, like, tell me. But that's where I'm really grateful that she's, like, works with kids and she's a teacher, because she gets to understand all these things. And she's like, they're the last, like, for example, my younger brother. If I've done certain ways, and he doesn't understand, she's like, you have to take the time and explain it to him because he doesn't know. And then you continue. And he'll get it after the first time. But he's just being, for example, just, thrown out into the world. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I'm like, oh, okay. Then I'm like, yeah, actually, no, I agree.
Exactly.
So I understand you.
It's just like when you sometimes say like, hey, Maiwa, why aren't you at this function? It's because nobody told me. You get me?
Yeah.
Because some people just feel like, okay, but because oftentimes the job as a firstborn is to kind of like relay the message to everybody. But I don't think that's something that should be of essence, because maybe your mom might just say something to you that you might not deem as important. Yeah. But it was important for your mom. But why don't you come to me and tell me? And that was always my thing. It was always like, there were so many informations that got lost because nobody really took time to be like, okay, this is what Maya is supposed to understand.
And I think it coincides with what you said. You have two other siblings. It's also about the time. So every child needs a specific amount of attention.
And I never got the specific amount of attention.
So the first child would always get that, first attention.
Heavy dose.
Then the second one would be like, okay, then there's already a template. Follow the template.
Exactly.
Or maybe there's more affection. And then the third child is just like, we already know how we work, so let's just follow the pattern. But then I think it's
also got to do with the amount of kids you have. Yeah. Like, if you have 2 kids, then it's not the same.
Yeah.
I don't like, personally, I don't agree. Obviously the first child gets a lot of attention, but then the second child goes, and it goes kind of, all the love goes to the second child. Yeah. But I think if you have like 3 and more, then you really feel, then it's like the worst.
Exactly. And so that's what I was always trying to explain to my parents, like, but they don't see that way. Obviously, I personally feel like I understand them more than they understand me, because I get it, because let's be honest, like, our parents came to this country, and they have to take care of multiple things. They have to take care of this immediate family, extended family. Yeah. So something has to get lost in a transition. And in that case, that was me. But I'm trying to relate to my parents, but they just seem like, but we did everything for them. I'm like, I get it. But there are certain intricate parts, most especially also in our culture, in Yoruba culture, there's so many things I didn't know. My mom would just be like, but you're supposed to know. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? Yeah. I grew up here. And nobody sat me down to explain those things. That's why oftentimes I just don't care, because I'm just like, if you don't take the time to invest in me and tell me those things, I won't also have the impetus of understanding like this shit is important. And that's why I'm also like, maybe I also don't want to have that many. Obviously, I love kids. I love my son.
No, I think
but I don't want to have that many kids, because I might not have the time.
It's the time and attention.
Because this Wednesday, you know what I was doing this Wednesday? I went to this fucking kindergarten just to be doing all kinds of, a bachelorstube.
But that's so, that's so important.
Imagine now you have 3 kids and you have to, broski.
You have to now, So you send your wife to the other one, and then you be there, and then you look for someone else to help you.
Yeah.
And then you're constantly stressed.
And everybody's saying like, oh, he's such a calm boy. It's because we also try to be calm towards. Obviously, towards each other is different, but you're trying to be calm, and that's why I'm saying like, okay, maybe that's the only negative aspect of me being like, you know what? Now I'm trying to change that emotional aspect in our family, because I don't know if the emotions, the only emotional connection is the only thing that you have once you are older. That people actually, it's not the money and everything else. Nobody really cares about. Everybody's gonna make money, but emotional connections, where you go, because the person that I love the most in my family is definitely my granddad. Because I grew up with my grandparents in Nigeria. And my grandfather was the one that was always calm. He always took time for me. You know, all the best moments I have was growing up in Nigeria. Never with my parents. No, like he would take me to school, give me all this like pocket money to buy certain things, buy me like, you know, Panini stickers. Yeah. That's the best. I came here, everything is cold, man. Like, because it's interesting to be in this space, because the first school I went to was close by to this place, you know, Unter Weisgeberstrasse. But I always knew from the get, I was like, this place, as much as also is such a nice and infrastructure, everything makes sense, the people are not warm. And it trickles down also to your parents because they don't have time. My grandparents, most especially my granddad, the person I love the most.
But that's why it's always so nice, and that's why grandparents are also so important for a child. That's why it's sometimes important that, you know, you have a connection with your parents, so your parents can also be there for your kids. Because I think they're the grandparents are the ones who show the most love at times.
They're in a different space in their life.
Yeah.
More calm.
They have love to give.
They love to give. They've already made their mistakes.
With your parents.
Exactly.
You know?
But the thing is, once the grandparents start having now like 10, 15 grandchildren,
it also becomes difficult for them.
It becomes difficult.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Well, yeah, guys, it was an interesting conversation, very emotional.
I'm going to end it off. I would go on holiday with my family. We always do. We love it.
Yeah, but that is a calm guy. But I like your father, though.
I've never gone on holiday with my parents.
And I would choose it you know, there's sometimes where I'm traveling and I'm like, okay, I have friends. I don't have a boyfriend, but like I have friends and really close friends and friends who I hold dear. But I never think, oh, I wish that person was there. It's always like, oh, I wish my parents were here to also see what I'm seeing so we could talk about it. And like, because we always bond over traveling.
Would you say that you have a great relation with your father?
A very good one.
And I know why. He's such you can just sense his calm spirit. He's so not an Austrian.
Right.
He's so
I forgot
calm.
that you met my dad.
Her father is so calm. You can just feel like you can just have a conversation with him on the basis of.
To do with being Austrian, though.
No,
Austrians are calm, though.
The Austrians are not calm.
At least the Austrians that I know are.
But it's a reflection of the family he grew up in.
Yeah. Do you deal with Austrians that are very international?
At least if I think of the Austrians that I work with, I can't imagine them screaming at their kids.
Austrians do scream. But that's the only aggression that they have. Yeah. They just scream. They don't do anything else.
They just scream.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you. Love, great episode. Au revoir.
Bye.